So, this is where Ross lived?
Yeah.
He was my least favorite friend.
Me
He
too.
was the most... He was the most delicious
He thought he
member
was
of the
so
crew.
nice, but he was actually a jerk. Like, out of all of the guys, he just did such jerk things. I hate Friends. It's a stupid show.
What are we talking about?
The show Friends.
Oh.
The
right,
television
yeah, okay.
show.
Never have
So
seen
here we
never
see
saw
the WoW evolving.
So life never told you that it was going to be this way.
Basically.
Your job's a joke.
It's just like, I really want somebody to play like the Friends theme song over a montage of clips from Soma, and when they get to "I'll be there for you," it should just be the cold, empty vastness of the ocean with no one around from the entirety of space.
I still say the song for this game is Power Man's Nobody's Real, but Mumbles makes fun of me for bringing it up.
What's with you and fucking Power Man? God damn it! Let it go.
That song is basically
Let
the
it
song version of this game.
go. No. Oh my god. Go bury it
For
in
the
a
record,
hot
Johan
topic
thinks
tomb.
the idea of the arc is silly too.
So I once heard somebody getting really angry, like, so you're late, but then you make toast? And then your mom didn't your mom told you it'd be like this, but nobody told you it'd be like this? What the fuck? Am I going crazy over here?
I like that you
Wait a
almost
minute.
slipped into a Bobcat Goldthwait impersonation.
Why is there
I
a
actually don't know who that
bobblehead?
is.
Oh no, now I feel old.
You don't know who Bobcat is? Are you kidding me right now? Oh my god.
Is he a Bob?
Did you ever see Scrooged?
On TV?
That is way too old.
Well, I
That's
was
way
like
too old for little
12.
Ryan.
He played the Cratchit character. Did you ever see Freaked?
Space Ghost. He was on Space Ghost all the time.
I haven't seen either of those. Space Ghost was on when I was like a preteen, I think.
Oh
my
god.
gosh.
Kill me! Kill me!
All around Pegos 2 structure gel is bursting through the pipes and bleeding.
And that was how humanity died.
It's thematically relevant to this episode.
Okay,
Somebody
hang on,
deleted
hang on.
all the stuff in the Ark and then just uploaded all of Bobcat's stand-up, and that's what we're sending into space.
So, Space Ghost Coast to Coast premiered on April 15th, 1994. I was 3 years old. In 2001, it moved to the network's late-night television block Adult Swim. I was 10 years old.
Oh my god.
So, Seamus brought up an interesting nightmare. Like, what if someone did delete all of those packages we had to assemble from a few episodes back? Like, all the physics, all the water simulation, all the air, all the lighting, and all that's there is Rembrandt's song from Friends, and that is just all you experience when you were brought into the Ark
Oh my
over and over again for all eternity.
This is getting a little Stanley Parable, to be honest. This is getting a little too surreal shit for me.
What if it's only the first, like, let's say it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds long before it fades to silence. What if it's only, like, 2 minutes and 20 seconds long? And it just, like, goes... Nobody told you life was gonna... That would drive me crazy after, like, four iterations.
Because, like, think about that, though, really. Like, you're putting yourself into a computer, but you don't know the state of the machine you're about to load yourself into. That's kind of horrifying.
Oh,
like,
God.
imagine sitting down to load a game and you don't know the state of the load game. Now imagine you're literally going to have to live in that game for the rest of all eternity. There are things this game could have done with this concept that it didn't really even approach.
Make yourself
Wow. It's the last
Okay, lady.
living
Whoa.
human.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
the last living
fun.
human here.
Well, I mean, depending on whether or not you killed some of the other humans.
Right, the last
Sterling
like
Hall.
coherent
Pure.
person you can
Technician
talk
at your
to.
service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rare sight.
So we're gonna be a total shitbag,
Say
right?
so.
Because we don't actually have time to sit here and wait for this woman to die.
Living human I've seen.
Well, I mean, she asks for you to kill her, and
wall
you can
is
turn the machine
bleeding.
off.
Most of them
I know.
are up on the plateau.
I know, but the decent thing to do is turn the machine off and then wait with her until she
There's no one
dies.
alive at Omicron.
Oh, right. I thought, yeah, okay, I
Been
got
all
you.
over it. The power plant at Upsilon. The ruins of Lambda.
I wish you could turn it off and then turn it on and then turn it off and turn it on again until she's annoyed with you.
There's not a lot left to Pathos 2.
And I'm the only living person you've met.
I keep looking at
She's
these
like, I'm the
looping
last-
slime animations.
Planet?
I'm sorry.
I'm ready to die. I don't care what happens to me
Simon
anymore.
Jarrett.
And you're like, oh,
I
in that
think-
case, there's a couple things I've always wanted to
used to work
try.
in a
And she's like,
bookshop
what? And you just like grab the bag and squeeze it,
Story.
like you're squeezing like a Capri Sun pouch.
Why would you? How do you
She's
know?
like, ow! I'm like, oh, I was kind of wondering actually.
Damn right it is.
That's not
Now, what
funny.
do you
That's
want with me?
sadistic. Don't say stuff like that, Redscarn.
I don't.
oh.
I think it's a
Thank
testament
you,
to the
Mom.
game's writing
You've
and art
chastised-
direction that, despite
Been
the
guarding
weird,
it ever since we
horrible,
went back to
frankly,
town.
lip syncing, the scene
Yes.
reads as well as it does. Like, it's actually a really
Yeah.
captivating scene.
It's true.
But that lip syncing is
I
bad.
don't have the strength to argue. And I certainly don't have the time to wait for the next sentient thing shuffling through here.
I mean, at this point, also the game is full on, you know, not narrative. I don't know what word I should use, but
Get you anything?
right now you're not doing hide from the monster crap. You're kind of interested in what's going to happen to the Ark, what's going to happen to humanity, what's going to happen to her.
You could kill me.
This is probably some of the best part of the game, really.
I'm glad you came by. Good to get this over.
At least in terms of emotional investment, I at this point was pretty sold. I wanted to see what happened to her, see what happened to the Ark. Jared's an idiot, or Simon Jarrett's
Hang
an
on,
idiot,
I need to do
but
something.
Yeah, I like how Simon Jarrett, she's like, you could kill me, and Simon's like, huh, good one. Like, Simon, you goddamn dunce.
No way.
Fucking Josh, what are you doing?
Hey, you're the last human left in all of existence. I need to do this.
Good night, sweet princess.
Yes! Alright, we did it!
she's been crowned queen.
At least the human race expires with
You
dignity.
serious about me?
Josh!
No, I'd love to hang around here until I dry up to the size of
You
a
know,
raven.
that's such a bioessentialist
Simon,
approach to humanity, though. Like, why aren't the people in the Ark
Fucking
human?
sucks. I don't want to live like
This scene's really hard to watch.
Shouldn't we be doing something to keep you alive?
Why?
You're the last human. I just find it disrespectful to our entire history not to fight this. Sure, we have the Ark, but you're the real deal.
Thanks.
Simon is summing up how I felt about this. The last human.
Is that the Ark
Suck it up. Live out the rest of your life.
We'll have to accept
Attached to a life support
best.
machine because
That
you
will
don't
never
have any
let you
food.
die.
None of this feels right.
Yeah. A machine that will never let you die. No, this is a horrible existence. And really, at this point, humanity is doomed. So
About it.
it's not like continuing gains anybody anything. There's no family that would be grieved by her passing. It's not like she has anything left to accomplish. It's literally sit alone in this room doing
I
nothing.
got no secrets worth keeping.
We need to
So-
call dispatch.
So the machine that's... I find it
Hello,
interesting, actually,
911.
that she's hooked up to a machine. Thematically, I didn't pick up on that before. Like, you have to question the difference between the stupid machine she's hooked up to, and stupid, by that I mean it's not an artificial intelligence, compared to the machine that everyone else is hooked up to, which is the WoW, and where that line is between, you know, having yourself hooked up to a machine that's keeping you alive that way versus what the WoW is doing, and how the WoW is somehow fundamentally different. or whether the WoW is fundamentally different. Although, again, I think the game fails to go too deep into that. We don't really know what the WoW is doing, other than it turns you into monsters eventually, so therefore clearly it's bad. So the fact that it's drawing this weird comparison...
That's an excellent point. And it's like, even... I was about to make a dumb joke to completely, like, step on your point. Like, it's like, even in the beginning of the game, it's like Simon's hooked up to his phone, and it's like he's dependent on technology, like he needs it to live. But actually, that kind of is true. I think they do make a special point. Like, every scene in the beginning of the game with Simon, you're either interacting with a computer or, like, checking your phone. Like, a phone alarm wakes you up. I think you're looking on your phone while you're on the subway. Like, you're always hooked up to a screen.
Alright. Let's take the Ark, and, what are we gonna do with her?
Don't let me down.
What? She... Don't let me... She wants to die, right? Yeah, just shut her off and then leave.
Reginald
Fucking awkward.
Murder all of humanity.
Alright, I did it.
It won't be
Bye.
long now. Just
You know, I know it's only one person, but at this point, does this count as some sort of genocide?
I wondered that myself. Is it genocide if you only kill one, but it's the last one? Oh, this was... Okay, I'm joking my way through it, but only because I've already done this, and it was gut-wrenching. It won't be long now, just stay. And I was just like, oh... What I really wanted to do...
This is probably the most effective scene in the whole game.
Yeah, I wanted to
I
sit
agree.
here and, like, have her tell me her entire life story. That's what I wanted. Tell me everything that you would want to tell somebody about yourself. And I will remember as much as I can.
12 million
Yeah, what I think sells it in part is that it's a human choice. It's not a stupid moral choice of do you save her or do you kill her. It's just sort of like she asks for it. You can leave if you want. You can stay if you want. It's treated as a very human interaction and not a very gamey, systemy one. And I like that a lot.
It could do the telltale thing where at the top it says, "No one will remember that."
Oh God, that'd be sad, Seamus. That's dark.
I know.
I think it was also an interesting choice not to have like an interface thing here, so Catherine could talk to her, or even have any idea that this was happening.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision to keep it intimate.
You're still there?
Yeah.
I think the telltale version of this scenario would be even more depressing because she would die and then you discover that there's one more survivor and that's Ben. And that he's wandering around a fallout shelter intended for, like, the president of the United Nations. And he's got, like, all the soft drinks and video games he could possibly enjoy for the rest of his natural life.
Black box is inactive.
If you want a more dry reason why they don't have Catherine come up, I like it because it keeps it intimate and personal, but also it would introduce some weird writing issues because I think this chick would have known what happened to Catherine and they would have had that dialogue early.
Yeah. Okay, what really bothered me about this scene is she's got that friggin' trash can on her head, and I really wanted to take that off. I mean, I realize it's not actually, but it looks like one, and that really bugs me.
It's a very strange choice. A very strange choice on the part of the developer.
It looks like a joke technology, like when Doc Brown showed up with that colander on his head in Back to the Future. Like, it's future technology, and it's like a wastebasket. Like, did you guys run out of budget?
Well, the first time through this level, I had no idea what to do. I didn't realize that was the arc I was supposed to pick up, so I started trying to solve puzzles by putting chairs into the elevator and passing them down to myself into the basement. And I did that for like an hour and a half before I realized, oh, I can pick the arc up.
I didn't realize there was an elevator at first, and I just kind of
my
fell
problem.
all the way down here.
I had that problem where I couldn't find... I didn't realize it was an elevator. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I pushed the button, but I didn't realize it opened that thing because it was out of my view.
This is probably the most adventure gamey puzzle. I guess besides the part where you're trying to get the code, this is probably the most adventure gamey puzzle sequence, and I think a lot of people had trouble with it.
We went from one of the best parts of the game story-wise to this really awkward gameplay section where we put the arc on the thing that seems to be built to move the arc specifically, which makes no sense.
Right. It's not like
I
it's a
know
gurney
it's not,
for the
but-
medical area. Like, that was a medical area,
basically-
and if it had been a gurney, it would have, like, an elevator gurney, that would have helped a bit.
We basically are about to turn the Ark into a baby in a shitty 80s comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Baby's
You mean
Day
a
Out,
great
the
80s comedy.
underwater sequel.
I love that movie growing up. How dare you? It was one of my favorite VHSs. Pop in and watch the old Kidnapping the Baby movie.
That explains so much.
Really?
I was just thinking the same thing.
One of my favorites, like, so Arvid told me that when he was a kid, they didn't get many American movies, like, ever for any reason, but once he almost killed himself, like, getting a satellite pointed so that they could pick up a grainy American movie and watch it together, and he described the movie, and I'm 100% certain it was Arnold Schwarzenegger's Jingle All the Way.
Yes!
no.
Oh my god! That's amazing. My little brother, he's gonna be upset that I shared this with the world, but who cares? My little brother, that was his favorite movie growing up, and he would watch it like every day almost, even when it wasn't
here's
Christmas.
the third
He loved that movie. Like, it was his
Every
favorite
day's
thing.
Christmas when you've got Jaden Christensen and Sinbad the Entertainer in the same magnum opus.
Hayden Christensen?
Or no,
It's Jake Lloyd.
It's not Hayden
It's
Christensen.
the other. It's
Jake
the other
Lloyd,
Anakin
that's right.
Skywalker.
I think I said Jaden Christensen.
You
Oh
did.
my god,
and I
it
was
is
very
Anakin!
confused.
Anakin is in it! Holy shit!
Yeah,
Yep.
it's Jake Lloyd's best movie.
Annie!
Wow. You bastard. That is the worst thing I've ever heard anybody say about Jake Lloyd. And it's all more painful because it's true. That poor man.
I really hope that fella ends up okay.
We
Me
made fun of
too.
him on this show so much, and I feel so bad about it.
Every time we get really, really, like, self-conscious about it because we're
Contrite.
like, oh, that wasn't actually his fault, was it?
Yeah, you guys get on my case because my favorite movie growing up was about kidnapping people, but you make fun of an old child actor, so who's the real monster here? That's
Because
what I
those
thought.
two things are morally equivalent. Kidnapping and making fun of former child actors. Really, who's to judge? Yeah, this is pretty video gamey. I thought it was interesting.
Yep.
A lot of people I noticed missed the detail. They're like, why would you launch something from deep in the ocean? And I wasn't... It felt like one of those things
Well,
that... It
This
felt-
is a great
it's
well
big-
shit moment.
Yeah. Yeah,
of course,
it
if there
really
weren't
is-
a video game, you'd just be able to climb over this.
Yeah, but in the fiction of the game, it's because there's like a 26-mile long gun barrel that they fire this out of. It needs to be really long, and
Okay.
so it's not actually launching it through this super crush depth ocean, I guess, is the excuse offered.
Right, it's
And it felt like one of those
inside a
things that didn't
railgun
make-
barrel.
Yeah, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me, but then again, it felt like the sort of thing like, well, maybe if I knew more about physics, it would make total sense. Like, this might even be, you know, like a space elevator. Like, that idea that sounds absolutely ludicrous until some science nerd says, actually, that's sort of a theoretical thing that could be done.
Oh, cool, hydrothermal vents.
We found Nemo.
Well, I mean, like, the real practical application of it is you can get a really, really, really long gun barrel without
Yeah.
having to build a 3,000-meter tall building.
Well, it's not just. Is it rocket propelled or is it maglev? I thought maybe it was maglev.
No,
and
it's
that's
a
why we need the
railgun,
link.
so it's propelled by magnetic force.
Right, and that's why you need the link so that you have that field the whole way. So the whole way it's accelerating.
Yeah.
Spring-loaded guns.
Just a big spring at the back.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sure having
All
it
right, let's
underwater
test
helps
this
to
out.
cool the
Throw
barrel.
the potato in there.
It's actually, if you could go outside, you would see that the entire apparatus is just a scaled up Red Ryder BB gun. That's just like
Whoa.
done it like thousands and thousands times scale.
They have a fleet of tugboats to pull the lever.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to the
Wait.
site that totally doesn't exist, you guys.
What?
What?
Welcome to Alfalfa.
What?
To Alfalfa? Really?
Yeah, this is Alfalfa Lab. We just came from, like, Epsilon. This is Alfalfa.
That's not... I don't think you know what
Was,
that
was
was.
kind of
idiot
hoping you would at least go for like
farm
the
of the
spanking
science
joke and come up with
community.
her name and Little Rascals.
No, like the alfalfa is where they put all the idiots. They're like, oh, just put them in
Like,
alfalfa. Jesus.
Imagine how badly kept a secret this site would have been. You've got a bunch of Greek letter names for various different installations here, and you don't have an alpha. Oh, that one doesn't exist. We decided to start with beta, I guess, or something.
Just
We're
like
trying
you
out
build
this
it,
new
it's just
thing. That sounds like a terrible idea. Shut up, Drew.
It's like where they leave row 13 out of airplanes, which incidentally is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like
And out of buildings.
row 13 out of airplanes. Are people afraid that, like, if a plane crashes, only people in row 13 will die? But I guess some
Yes.
people don't want to be in row 13, so it's harder to sell those tickets. So they're like, all right, people are crazy and irrational sometimes, so we'll just leave out row 13.
That's really not comprehensive enough. I mean, if they're really dedicated to airline safety, the only responsible thing to do is to make every row 7.
What?
Everyone is in row 7. Which row 7?
very
Which
long
row
row.
7 am I in? Oh, you're in the 13th one.
So are we going to kill the WoW, or are we going to run away, or do the other thing?
So that's an interesting question.
Let's let it live. Yes.
if
Monster
you-
planets.
Because I killed the WoW, but I didn't really understand I didn't understand quite... I don't want to say the good that the WoW had done, but I just thought the WoW had only gone crazy, and I didn't understand that it believed itself to be doing good in a very alien way. And that
Yeah.
makes
Let's
it kind
keep
of
it alive.
interesting. Sure.
Monster planet. Because then it's just gonna make a bunch of cool monsters, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome.
But did you know it's private property?
Oh
Shit,
no.
we can't go in here. It's private
We
property.
can't do it.
Wouldn't the entire base be private property? Are they saying
I think
everything
this
else
was
is
like
government
the base is like a
property?
scientific installation, and there was some government stuff. But this is like specifically the Carthage Corporation and Carthage employees.
Oh.
Is like their annex. So I think I killed the WoW initially because I didn't really understand, like in the same way that that you did, Seamus. I think it's an interesting conundrum because the WoW has been trying to do good, and it's been getting better at it. Like, you know, it did
Yeah.
accidentally kill everybody.
It controls all the structure gel on paper.
But it is like trying to make humans that actually act like humans. I mean, we're the last one. We're the final prototype, or at least the most recent one, and we actually work. And we do have reasoning
keep 'em.
capabilities. It's the whole reason we're here.
Yeah.
Like,
Keep 'em.
So you guys
the
ready for
arc
the
is
video
kind of a
game
dead
part?
end, fundamentally. The arc will eventually run out of power or get hit by a micrometeorite or whatever, and it's going
On
to
the other
stop,
hand-
and everybody in it is going to die.
On the other hand, you are passing up the ultimate fisting opportunity of the entire Let's Play.
Thinking about, man.
No, keep it. Please keep it. Please keep it alive. Monster planet.
All right, Monster
Well, that's the
Planet.
thing, is like
Yeah.
the WoW is the only hope humanity has of continuing on this planet and continuing to evolve.
Force your arm inside it.
It's. I mean, really.
Jesus,
I thought of
Johan.
I thought humanity was extinct, and maybe the WoW is the only chance for like higher organic life, or he'll get something else going.
Yeah.
But
Intelligent life,
humanity's-
anyway.
Yeah, intelligent. It's the only chance for intelligent life on Earth, unless we want to wait another 5 billion years for the next
Man,
round of
Yeah, keep it.
evolution.
Don't you hate it when friends try to set you up with somebody? And they're really pushy about it?
Do it.
And then there's the other argument. It's like, okay, humanity's over. Like, what the fuck does it even matter?
Yeah.
We're the last ones
Because
left.
monsters.
We and Johann
It's
Ross are the
cool.
only human-like people still alive.
Come on, do it. Ross is saying, come on.
No, you know what? I'm breaking up with you.
You know-
Wow, fuck it.
I did it
cool.
the first time through and killed the WoW. Mostly because I didn't know at the time that it was a choice. Because you're seeing the character basically tell you, we've got jobs to
Yeah.
do, we will do great things for like the past 2 levels, and then you could hear and it's like, shove your arm inside this hole, and you've been doing that the whole game, and I'm like, alright, that's what the game's telling me to do. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that,
Right.
like, it was even a choice.
The real unfortunate thing is that, like, Ross tries to kill you if you leave. He also tries to kill you if you succeed because reasons. Because, like, oh, you're the last vestiges of the WoW, you must die. And then he gets killed by a fucking WoW monster anyway, so... Oh, he dragged us all the way back here.
You have to
Oh, look at
Wow,
this guy.
this isn't rushed.
bigger than both of us.
Huh.
WoW saved us.
Yeah.
Yay.
That felt about as
Alright, I'm not
interactive
breaking
and
up with you,
natural
WoW.
as a scene
back on.
in a time crisis cabinet.
That was super awkward. And really, if we can do it, like, why couldn't Ross have killed the WoW?
Yeah, for the same reason. Like, why couldn't he... why did
'cause
he need us in the first place? Was he
We
running
needed-
on WoW juice, and if he put that in himself, he'd die? Is that the reason?
Yeah, I believe that's the idea. You're made for you have the special WoW juice in you, and for some reason he couldn't do it. I
Oh,
think maybe because he
crap.
was stuck here.
Come on, WoW, I just saved you, or didn't kill you. God damn it. The other weird
It's like,
thing is,
what,
like,
Josh?
the
Aren't you gonna find a
wildlife-
ladder? Why did you find a ladder, Josh?
The other weird thing is the WoW wildlife continues to live without the WoW, which I thought was like, wait a minute, if the WoW is dead, shouldn't everything else die?
Yeah, you have to avoid this guy either way.
Which is kind of annoying. Like, it felt like it kind of took the punch out of the choice.
Yeah.
Like, why kill the WoW? Everything WoW related should be dead. The end.
Yeah, that
There you
would.
go. Although I guess
I'm
that would
fine-
mean we'd die, so maybe that...
I'm
I
fine
don't
with
know.
the other choices in the game being, hey, do you want to let this person live or die, and it's entirely up to you, and there doesn't have to be ongoing consequences later on. It's just a sort of, what do you think of this? But it feels like this
Yeah.
one needed to like let the decision stand and to have
It's also-
consequences even in gameplay.
Yeah.
It also stands in stark contrast to the decision we just made about letting something live or die. And it's interesting that they have those two choices right next to each other.
Yeah.
But this one did feel super gamey, whereas the other one felt very natural and human. This one was like, do you kill the WoW and save humanity, or do you let the WoW
Not
live?
kill
and
the
have
WoW
wild
and maybe
beasts?
also save humanity? I
I
Allow me
like
to bring
the-
you to the decision chamber.
I like the decision chamber in video games. Maybe it's just a vestige of like BioWare stuff, but I kind of like it. Like, time to make a big choice, everybody.
And I don't-
It's like dun dun dun.
I don't mind that. I think the mistake is take me to a decision
Fuck.
chamber, and then leave the chamber and nothing has changed except I push the red
Yes,
button or a green
definitely.
button.
I want the decision chamber to mean something.
Come into the
damn it.
decisionarium.
The Choosateria.
And then, like, this whole segment felt like totally unnecessary anyway. You know, a monster stalking us and it eats you if it gets too close. It's kind of...
It felt like
Josh, come on. Getting back
either
with
you
your
just
ex
made an enemy
already.
of the WoW, or you just made an enemy of Ross, and either way, it needed a big denouement to the action choice you just made. So here's some video
It's like-
games.
Cross, we're the last two humans on Earth. Can we maybe not be nemeses?
Maybe
Instead
just
of
a bit.
fighting, why not making out?
Oh,
and
and
then
yeah, again,
you have
like
to romance
if you
him.
if you
good
do
for
help him, he's still hostile to you. It would have been cool if he like joined up with you, helped to launch the arc or whatever.
Or if it killed him. Killing the WoW just killed him, and that was just
Or,
like how
yeah.
it had to go. And
Instead of him trying to murder you and then getting eaten by the fish in exactly the same cutscene
yeah, that
as
that
it did
was
this
terrible.
way.